Okay. I'm sitting in Charleston in 2009, 2010. I just made partner, and there's noise that Boeing might be buying out the two suppliers that are in our town making component sections for the 787. And I thought, boy, wouldn't that be neat? At the time, there were only two aviation lawyers in the state of South Carolina, right? Not DC, not New York, not Texas. We only had two, and I was one of them. The other one was a U.S. Airways pilot. But I said, how do I get that job? And that's really what I want to talk about next. I was very fortunate to get the job after interviewing for months, 3 months with Mike Ludig, who had left the Fourth Circuit. As you might know, Mike, Judge Ludig, as we call him, is very vocal in the press because he's the actual one that wrote the Pence letter that told the president, or the former president, who might be the next president, that you can't overrule an election, that the vice president can't. Mike Ludig did that, and at that time, he was the general counsel. On the third interview, I'd put on my suit in downtown Charleston. I'd walk down. Everybody's looking at me. Hey, where are you going today, Fava? You got an interview? And I was like, oh, yeah, well, you know. I did. I was going to interview for the third time with the general counsel who had flown in just to talk with me. And I never will forget it. You know, I'm getting very frustrated because this is the third interview. This was his baby. He had convinced the board of directors that we needed geographic diversity, and the best way to do that was to build in South Carolina. And the board told him, if you're going to do that, go down there and make it happen. So the lawyers put that deal together and the plan together with all the incentives. And, you know, on that third interview, he looks at me and he says, you know, Mark, he says, Delta is big and the Navy is big. He says, but nothing's as big as Boeing. And he says, and I don't know why I would hire somebody from South Carolina when I got all these former Supreme Court law clerks working for me. Now, if you know the judge, that's exactly how he talks. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm sitting in this hotel room with this big sofa and just me and him. It's kind of, as my daughters would say, awkward. And he looks at me and he says, I just don't know if you're the guy for the job. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go. So I'd gotten all the books from Barnes & Noble. I hadn't interviewed in years. And I just looked at him and I said, Judge, you know what? I don't know if I really want this job. And I was like, okay, let's see how that lands. And it got real quiet in the room, and he looks at me and he says, okay. And that was it. I walked out the door. The corporate security guy was there. I said, see you later. Went back to the law firm, went home to my wife. How'd the interview go? It went pretty well. What'd you tell him? Well, I told him I didn't know if I want the job. You did what? This is your dream job. 3 weeks later, no kidding, he calls me up. Look, Mark, I'm getting on a plane in California. What do we need to do to close this deal? I was like, well, I want this, 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 and this. And my mom, God bless her, she passed away last year, but she used to say, good Southern lady from Mississippi, give them hell, Mark. You tell them you want this, 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 and this, and you stick to it. And I was like, Mom, I don't think I can do that. You better do that. You better do that. And I did, and he said, okay. It was that easy. When are you going to come?